it's just after the 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 PSV game for Arsenal. So like, I want to talk about Arteta's Arsenal because like I feel like people don't understand like our plight as not Arteta haters, but like people who expect more. Like, okay, so like for example, for me, when I see Arteta, I'm like, bro, I love this guy because like I listen to his press conferences, and I'm like, he's clearly a nice person. He's clearly a good human being, and I'm like, I want this guy to succeed because he's a young coach. He's a student of Pep, and he's also a student for under Wenger in my eyes. So I like I have this. I think everyone has this expectation that he should be doing better because like for me, I think Pep is the best tactical coach that we've had. Okay, that we've seen. Okay, especially in my era. So like, and for me, the best football I've seen was under Wenger. So like, I think people expect Arteta to have plights from both and have them melded into one. But like, he's still a young coach. So like, I think he wants to adapt his own style, and for me that's fine. But you've he has to learn. Okay, it's not. I feel like saying that says like he's not learning, but like I feel like there are a lot of problems he's ignoring. Let me say that. Like I feel like this is also something we experienced under Wenger, where like it reached a point where like there wasn't an evolution where like we weren't taking our football to the next step, because that's what I feel like is going on with Arteta's football, especially this season. Like most of these games we've had this season, bar maybe like five, I feel like most of them have really been hard watches because like it's like we're playing on the back foot, we're way too dependent on set pieces, and it's like I remember one of his press conferences, Arteta was talking about how you can't speed up the football without sacrificing other aspects of play, and that's why his team plays slow football. And I'm like, that's cool, but like it it really isn't getting us anywhere because like in my eyes this season we've just stagnated. I feel like this was the season we should have taken the next step as a team, like even in terms of winning trophies. For me, this was the season we were supposed to win a major trophy under Arteta, and I'm like, in my eyes, I think we're going to have to wait till next season because I don't see us winning. Bar something miraculous in the Champions League and in the Prem, I honestly don't see us winning. But that's just my opinion, and I'm being a pessimist here. So like, I feel like there's like even the players. I remember when Arteta was at City, we were used to, like we used to hear all these stories of how he improved Sane, he improved Sterling, and these were wingers. So I was expecting him to improve like a player like Martinelli. Okay, let me just start with Martinelli. My problem with Martinelli is the first time I saw Martinelli, I thought this was like our young version of Cristiano, and I know that's a lot of praise, but like humor me for a sec. Like I honestly thought we'd mold him into a striker, especially after that Liverpool game where Pep gave him Pep Klopp gave him so much praise. I was like, this guy is a gem. If we could just mold him into a good, like fast-paced striker, we have something. So like when we evolved him into a winger, for me I was like, that was a stopgap measure. Like in the end, he'll just evolve into uh, a predatory forward, Cristiano style. But now, like when I see him playing as a winger, I'm like, he's good, yes. Like he has the pace, he has the raw attributes, but like there's a lot about his play I still find that wanting. Like his decision making. I feel like his choice of runs, like when to cross the ball, when to cut inside, like he's just general wing play. Like you can just tell Martinelli isn't a winger in my eyes. For me, I still think he is our best forward finisher, bar Trossard. Let's just say that. So like, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. Like another player I have a problem with is Kai. Like people talk about Kai. Kai has improved, and yes, he has, especially like with his return. But like, as someone who watched Kai Havertz at Leverkusen and knows the peak of that player when he's like in full flow, I feel like he's still not there. He's still so far. Cause I watch him and I'm like, most of the time it's like he doesn't want the ball at his feet. He wants to be involved, but he doesn't want the ball at his feet. He doesn't even carry the ball enough. And for me, these were things that attracted me to him as a player at Leverkusen. So I just don't get it. I just want that player back because it's like he's still playing in second gear. I feel like there are like two or three more levels to Kai Havertz that we haven't seen. Because for me, at Leverkusen, he was this arrogant and aggressive forward style number 10, and that's what I loved about him because like he had that striker instinct, but also that agility and class on the ball that a number 10 requires. So like he was like for me he was just a peak player when he was at Leverkusen. I don't know what happened at Chelsea, so I just don't know, you know. But I feel like other players on the team, Saka is just. I feel like Saka for me, Saka is world class, and no one can argue with me about that. If you want to argue, go argue with your mother, cause like I can't name five better wingers than Saka right now, and you can give me all the Salah talk you want. For me, Salah is never going to be world class. I've watched him enough to know that man is not. Is never going to be world class. So like for me, Saka is just strength to strength, and for me, if he doesn't win a Ballon d'Or at Arsenal, he'll win it somewhere else. So he'll just go to Real and he'll win it there. So it's just a matter of time. For the rest of the team, I'm like, oh, I have okay. Let me go slowly here. Like, Odegaard is our captain, and I love him as a footballer because he's silky, he's smooth, he's clean. He has a good touch, but bro, as a number 10, I feel like there's a lot he should be doing that he isn't. Cause for me, preferably, I would have evolved him into what Xhaka was doing. Cause like, for me, he was never like Odegaard isn't the player to make the run into the box, the late run into the box to score you the goal. Like he does it sometimes, but I've always felt like someone like Smith Rowe is better. And for me right now, if you get someone like Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen, he'll do that job way better, way better. Because for one, he's a natural ball carrier, which Odegaard literally can't do. Okay, it's not that he can't; it's like he doesn't. I've been saying this before. Odegaard, for me, it's like Odegaard can't create unless he's at a standstill. And this is what's keeping him from taking that step into being world class. Because like when I watch a player like De Bruyne, it doesn't matter whether he's running, whether he's standing still, whether he's on the wing, whether he's on the left, whether he's on the right, he can create. But for me, Odegaard, especially in Arteta's like Arsenal team, he's so rigid about his positioning on the inside right. And my problem is, even when he's on that inside right spot, he doesn't do that third man cross that De Bruyne has made so famous. Like if he added, like, if he did that more often, I feel like he'd even create more chances. Because players like Jesus and Martinelli are always running in behind. So, like, the pass is always on. But he's always just waiting for this small, like, intricate passes with this wide man, which is obviously Saka most of the time. So, like, it's just weird, and that's why, like, I feel like when we have games where there's spaces in transition, games like Liverpool, games like Brighton, Newcastle, I feel like these are always games where Odegaard struggles because he can't carry the ball, and he doesn't have, he can't work in the spaces. Let me say that, like, when they drop into that defensive block, it means they're giving him time on the ball without the spaces. And when he has the spaces, he can't carry for long enough to create the chance, you see, like De Bruyne style. So, like, I feel like that's like the step that he needs to take to become world class, because he's a fantastic footballer. Everyone can see that whenever he plays. He just needs that next step. That's if he's going to keep us a number 10. Me in the beginning, I said I would have evolved him into what Xhaka was doing for us. Like, you keep him high as an 8, keep him high on the press, then make sure he's there on the backside of the, when, like, you're going backward, because he has work rate. We all know Odegaard has work rate. So, like, if we could get his game understanding proper, we could evolve him into someone like Modric or Cruz, because he has the skill and the technique which can be developed, improved on. You see. So, like, even when I hear Arsenal fans talk about we need another creative player, I'm like, that's for sure, because I think Nwaneri on the right is good enough. I think the game he played on the 10, he struggled a bit. So, like, we could use another creative force. That's if Arteta isn't going to trust Fabio Vieira, who I think is probably like our best creator in the transition. Like, his vision for a pass is amazing. I think he's probably our best passer in the team. So, like, I just don't know. I don't know. I like, and this has been my problem with Arteta's game, like, team this season. Like, it's like I really don't understand the next step that he's going to take, like, because, like I said in the beginning, for me, I think of him as a student of Pep and Wenger. So, like, right now, I feel like he's got his tactics down to a T. Like, his Arsenal style of football is so rigid, and you can tell, like, they're drilled. They're so focused on, like, repeating rhythms and patterns of play. So, like, I feel like that part is down. But I also want him to bring in that fast paced, like, I want, okay, like, let me just go back to something else. Like, for me, I don't want, like, when I hear Arsenal is a set piece team, I'm like, that's well and good, but, like, that's not why I support Arsenal. I started supporting Arsenal because I loved their football. As someone who could have been a footballer, I I just loved their football. When I usually think of that Norwich goal for Wilshere, or, like, the Rosicki goal where he was combining with, like, Giroud, I'm like, bruh, these are brilliant. This was what football is about. So, like, I want to see Arteta bring that into modern Arsenal. I want to see him bring third man running into his team, like, fast one touch football, like, people running in behind, fast counter attacks, like, long passes. Like, I remember there's a stat I saw where, like, Saliba is one of the players with the highest passes in the Prem, but I'm like, although Saliba and Gabriel spend so much time with the ball for our Arsenal team, they don't have that ranging pass that Van Dijk has. Like, that pass to change the game, like, when we're on the back foot, then he just knocks it in behind for Salah. You see, like, I'd love Arsenal to have that, like just something in their locker to change the game. That's why, like, I also like, for me, when I hear people talk about strikers, and I think this is like a controversial take, bruh. I take Sesko any day of the week because for me, his ceiling as a striker is so high it can't compare to anyone else presently. And people might tell me Isak or what, and my argument against that is that Isak is almost a finished product. He's 20, 25, 26. Bro is already good enough to be like whatever you want him to be, but his style of play is set. Like his style of play is his style of play. But when I watch Sesko, I'm looking at a player who's he's 6'4", 6'3", good with the ball at his feet, can strike the ball with both feet, can dribble, and these are just like he can also create because like right now at Leipzig he's being asked to play with another striker. So like I'm like, this is a player you can mold into any type of striker you want, and he'd be successful. So like he just needs to test himself against the best, and where else will he get that than in the Premier League? So like for me, it's a no-brainer getting Sesko for Arsenal, because like even if he struggles, that's when the days you'll say, yo, we want Kai Havertz to stay as the striker. It's okay, he can be the sub. That's fine. But when Sesko starts reaching his peak, and people see the world-class player hidden in that man, then I'd want him to be on Arsenal's team rather than see him shine somewhere else, Gnabry style or like Mika style. Like that hurts me. Like right now when I watch Mika for Monaco, I'm like, bruh, this is the striker we could have had if Arteta had believed in our youngsters. Like right now, for me, watching Sterling play for Arsenal is literally painful, because every game he plays, it's like he's not improving. I'm just watching the same guy do the same things. He's not taking on his man. He's not making appropriate runs in behind. I mean, like, for me, someone who watched Sterling at Liverpool, I've known him as a speedster. So, like, for me, when I see a man who can't take on his defender, I'm like, why are you even here? Why are you even here, bro? I'm like, I'd rather see Ismail Kabia, who's like, that guy is explosive pace. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see that guy try it out in the Prem than see Sterling consistently do nothing on the football pitch. Like, and I know that's kind of harsh, but like, it's just an honest opinion. It's just an honest opinion. You see, so like, I feel like we just need more attackers. Like, for me, next season, we should buy Iñaki Williams. That should be a no-brainer. Like, I feel like we need pace on the attack. Like, for me, watching Trossard is good, but like, I know on the counter attack he's not going to be there. If it's not Martinelli on the counter attack, literally for Arsenal, counter attacks don't happen. If it's not Martinelli, so like, I'd rather we have another pacey option that can even come on from the bench. And you know, Iñaki is so good, he can play on both sides, he can play through the middle, so like, I have no problem. Like, I feel like these are all buys that should have been no-brainers last season. Like, these were the next steps we should have taken as a team, as a club, as people with ambition, as a club with ambition. So like, for me, this season watching Arsenal really hurts me, man. It really hurts me. It really does. It really does. Like, I've seen Calafiori, and I'm like, he's a world class signing. But it's good. Like, I'm good with that, but Nah, we could have. I the game that really hurt. Like even now, when I think about that Manchester United game in the FA Cup, bruh, if we had a striker even half decent to put away any of those three chances Kai missed, our season would be way different. Our season would be way different. I think about was it was it was it Brighton or something? I think it was Brighton. Like there are games where we should have won easily if we had even a half decent striker. But Arteta's reliance on Kai, man. Yeah, I get the work rate, but a striker needs to finish. A striker needs to finish, man. That's why, like, for me, when I used to watch like Lacazette and Auban like not get touches of the ball for Arsenal, I was like, it must hurt to be an Arsenal striker. But when Auba used to finish almost every chance he got, I was like, this is why he's here. And for me, Auba was easily our best striker of the Emirates era. Because, like, he didn't need a lot of chances to finish. He was a world class finisher. A world class finisher. Two or three chances, that's all he needed. But, bro, these days when I watch someone like Kai, we need like 5 chances to score, and 3 of those are sitters, of which he'll still miss. I'm like, bro, why? 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 As in, I think about look at how complete our defense is. Like when I think of, for me, our ideal back four is Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. That's how my ideal back four, where like we can account for everything and we can still attack properly. And for me, our defense has been solid. Our goalkeeper is perfect, apart from penalties, of which it seems he can't. I don't even understand what's going on with Raya with the penalties. Like, our goalkeeping coach needs to sit that man down because that guy can't save a penalty. Or from what I've seen so far. Okay, and like, there's an okay. You see, like for me, that back line is perfect. That back line is well and good. Even the subs. Talk about Lewis Kelly. Talk about Timber. For me, even Kivio is fine. Tomiyasu, when he gets fit, is fine. I have no problem with that. If we could add maybe like, I've seen people talk of Jorel Hato coming next season, but that's perfection. I love that guy. Perfection. But I feel like everywhere else, we just need like, it's small adjustments. Like we are almost there. We are almost the finished article. It's just small adjustments. So, like for example, for me, I've always believed like Arsenal has been a two holding midfield team, where I believe like, for me, I grew up in the like in the Wenger era. It was Arteta as my holding midfielder, then the two midfielders in front of him would be Wilshere and Ramsey. Well, if one is the 10, one is the 8, and if you're the 8, you still have defensive responsibilities. So like, for me, when I watch Arteta's Arsenal these days, and like we get caught out in transition, and our like we only have one player, like we only have Partey in front of the like our defenders, and Rice, who's supposed to be our 8, is up there with one of the center backs. I'm like, it really hurts. It doesn't really hurt me, but like that's a very unnecessary. Okay, it's not unnecessary, but like it's a very risky game to play because like I feel like Rice could be our Ramsey. Like I remember that 13-14 season where Ramsey was scoring goals for fun. Like he was dropping from deep. Like no one was seeing that guy. He was dropping from deep and he was just getting there and scoring. And for me, when I watch Rice right now, I have to give credit to Arteta. I didn't know Rice could perform as an 8, but that guy is performing as an 8. He can ball carry and he's good defensively. Like he can cut, he sees trouble and he cuts it off. He's good on the tackle. My problem is with Arteta's like style of play. He's always so high up that he really can't help during the transition. And that's where for me I need him. Like Rice is probably our best tackler. That's why like when he plays 6, I feel there is no difference to the team because he's so secure. But like for me as the 8, there is so much more he could be offering because he's also tall. So like if you think about the possibility of him just making late arrivals into the box to score goals, it would be so much. It would be such a good avenue to attack. But like with Arteta's style of play, where like the 8 is kind of almost together with the striker, it kind of makes it like you're playing with two strikers. It removes that element of surprise, and as I said, it removes Rice from the transition. So like he literally can't help us in the middle. If the play is cut off in between our holding midfielder and the attacking players, he's not involved. He's been automatically removed from the play. You see, so like, and I feel like that's super risky, considering how we play with the narrow fullbacks and the inverted fullbacks and like you know how Arteta sets up his team. So like, I just feel like it's super risky. I feel like if Rice could be held back a bit, it could give him the space to create, even because like he's a ball carrier, so like he would have the space to drive with the ball, and if he doesn't have the ball, he would have the space to make the run into the box as a surprise rather than have players waiting to mark him inside the box all the time. Plus, there's also the added stat that this season he's been, I think since January, he's been the player with the most chances created. So like, there's a quality player there. You just need to unlock him a bit. Like just open those locks a bit, and bruh, the team will work. The team will work. And like secondly, for me the 6, like the holding midfielder, Partey has been perfect. Okay, it's not perfect, but he's been good enough this season. He's not been injured and like he's been class on the pitch. But my problem is like these days Partey doesn't have that forward pass. That's why like there's always a difference when he's on the pitch and Jorginho's on the pitch. When Jorginho is on the pitch, it's a low block team that's not like threatening on the transition. So like Jorginho has the time to play that pass. But Partey, you need him for the defensive security. But I feel like these days he doesn't have that forward pass, or like he doesn't look for it, or like he doesn't make that pass often enough. He often chooses to play safe, which also I think has also led to why Odegaard feels like he needs to drop back a lot. And I feel like I also don't know why that's stepping into the game, because like well, it might sound like I have lots of problems with Odegaard, but I love him. I feel like Odegaard, just like the aspects of his game, he just needs to improve. Because like, for example, when I watch his interactions with Nwaneri as the wide man, I'm like, there are some times where Odegaard should be making the overlapping run out wide to help Nwaneri when he cuts inside, but like 3/4 of the time he just wants to stick into that inside right position. And like I feel like it, even with the Rice thing and like how Havertz wants to drop back into midfield, it creates this overloading problem where like you'll see during the play, a player like Partey will have the ball, and like you'll see Odegaard, Rice, and Havertz are all occupying the same position when there is spaces on other sides of the pitch. So like, I just feel like these are the small tweaks we need to up in, like, just change our game, and I, like, we're already there, man. Like for me, we're already there. Like we already a finished article. Just these small tweaks, just to get us over the line. Cause like I've been saying this even this season. I've been saying this since the beginning. Liverpool haven't been playing particularly spectacular football. They haven't been impressing, but like no one is no one is able to just get past the idea of stopping Gravenberch in their midfield. No one has been able to do that consistently. And the people who've done that, those are the games in which they've drawn. Think of the Nottingham Forest game which they lost. Gravenberch was almost non-existent. Think about the Everton game. Gravenberch was almost non-existent. That's how you beat Liverpool. But no one's able to grasp that simple idea, you see. And these guys, like, they aren't playing super brilliant football. It's just that no one's able to stop that guy, you see. And if you're not stopping him, you're not stopping the rest of the team, you see. So like for me at Arsenal, when teams set up against us, they usually think if I stop Saka, I've stopped the rest of the team, or if I stop Odegaard, I've stopped the rest of the team, or if I hold a low defensive block and keep the spaces thin, I've stopped the rest of the team. You see, teams can think of like a set way of stopping Arsenal, because like we have that set pattern of play. But when you think of how Liverpool are playing, you have to account for Salah being left forward. You have to account for how there's that long pass from the back. You have to account for midfielders that want to carry the ball. You have to account for they can pass in between the lines. You have to account for they can shoot from distance. These are all different variables to the game, in which like when I think of Arsenal attacking these days, I just think of they have this set pattern of play where you get the ball out wide, or you get, but like there is no going through the middle, there is no shooting from distance, there is no variation. I get there is, but like it's very little. So like I just want these small tweaks to make us like a more expansive team, and make us less predictable. Because I feel like that's the only thing that's stopping us from taking that next step. Even in the Champions League, I feel like the best example is that Inter game. Like the Inter game, they held a low block. We tried adapting the game, and the chances we create, we just couldn't finish because we weren't creating them often enough. You see, so like I just feel like these small changes just need to be made to make just to take Arteta's team to the next level. And I feel like this all starts with Arteta, because like that slow build-up comment has really been bothering me this season, because like I can see it in how they play. Like you can, like when you see Odegaard, like you guys are in, like the game has changed, you guys are supposed to be in transition, and I see Odegaard turn around and pass the ball back. I'm like, these guys want to get into that set pattern of play which has been drilled into them. When like someone like me who grew up watching like Ferguson football, where it was like bombastic momentum based football, so like it was all about individual quality. I'm like, you should be able to express yourself first as an individual, then coagulate into the team. Because at first you are a footballer first, then you become a footballer for the team. So like you should still be able to express yourself on the football pitch. So like it really bothers me seeing these set patterns of play that players want to stick to. Like when like for me momentum growing up I knew momentum was everything. If you had momentum of the game on the pitch, of the ball, you're always in charge of the situation. So like I just don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. Like this is after the PSV game. I'm still on good vibes. I'm expecting to see what Arteta will do in the weekend on the Manchester United game because like I feel like today, even though they won 7-1, they weren't playing like spectacular football. I feel like most of the goals were just like really scrappy and lucky goals. But like you score. Hey, the problem is scoring. So like we'll just see. In the weekend, I feel like we'll just go back to the basics. But surprise me, guys. At this point, I don't have that big expectations. So like you just do you. Yeah.